Breaking news. Liverpool injury. Update, hope, heartbreak, and a season at a crossroads. What was meant to be a defining breakthrough moment in Alexander Isak's Liverpool career instead became another painful chapter in a season that has relentlessly tested the club's resilience, patience, and long-term vision. For weeks, anticipation had been building around Izak. Liverpool's bold decision to shatter their transfer record by investing an astonishing £125 million in the Swedish striker was never just about goals. It was a statement of intent, a declaration that a new era had begun under Arne Slot. Izak was signed to be more than a finisher. He was meant to be the forward who would bridge Liverpool's glorious recent past with an ambitious future built on youth, athleticism, and tactical intelligence. That promise finally felt real during the Premier League clash against Tottenham Hotspur. With Mohamed Salah away on Africa Cup of Nations duty and Cody Gakpo sidelined through injury, Anfield sensed opportunity. This was not only Isak's chance to announce himself, but Liverpool's chance to prove they could evolve beyond familiar faces and old dependencies. When Izak stepped off the bench, the atmosphere inside Anfield shifted. Expectation replaced anxiety. What followed was a moment of pure quality, a moment that justified every penny of Liverpool's investment. Isak's goal was exquisite. His movement was intelligent and deliberate, drifting into the space between Tottenham's defensive lines with the instincts of an elite striker. Florian Wirtz, Liverpool's other marquee signing at £116 million, read the run perfectly and delivered a precise, perfectly weighted pass. Izak took it in stride and finished calmly past Guglielmo Vicario, showcasing the composure, balance, and technical excellence that made him one of Europe's most coveted forwards. On the touchline, Arne Slot exploded in celebration. This was not just a goal, it was validation. Validation of a recruitment strategy that had been heavily scrutinised. Validation of Slot's vision for a Liverpool side capable of playing fluid, interconnected football rather than relying on individual brilliance alone. And perhaps most importantly, validation that Izak and Wirtz, the two most expensive signings in the club's history, could form a partnership capable of defining Liverpool's next decade. For a brief moment, Liverpool's future felt tangible. But football, as ever, is cruel. Within seconds of the restart, disaster struck. Izak was caught in a strong but non-malicious challenge from Mickey van de Ven. The tackle itself did not appear reckless, but the aftermath immediately raised alarm. Izak collapsed to the turf, clutching his leg in visible agony. The roar of celebration inside Anfield dissolved into silence, replaced by anxious murmurs. Liverpool players surrounded him. Medical staff rushed on. Izak did not attempt to stand. He did not test the injury. He did not offer reassurance. He simply lay there. The stadium knew. Arne Slot's post-match comments reflected the grim reality with brutal honesty. We'll have to wait and see. But if a player scores and then gets injured and doesn't try to come back on the pitch, that's usually not a good sign. Those words echoed far beyond the press room. For Liverpool supporters, they confirmed what many already feared. This could be serious. If Izak is sidelined for an extended period, it would represent yet another cruel blow in a season where momentum has repeatedly been shattered by misfortune. Ironically, this setback comes just as Liverpool were beginning to rediscover themselves. The Reds are unbeaten in 6 matches, showing clearer defensive organisation, improved midfield control, and a growing belief in Slot's methods. The structure is forming. The identity is emerging. Performances are becoming more consistent, but availability is not. Injuries continue to undermine progress. Gakpo remains absent. Salah's AFCON duty removes not only goals, but leadership and experience. Now, with Izak potentially facing a spell on the sidelines, Liverpool's attacking depth suddenly looks dangerously thin once again. To make matters worse, Conor Bradley has also picked up an injury. The young right-back has been one of the season's quiet success stories, stepping up with maturity and reliability beyond his years. His potential absence further destabilises the balance between attack and defence. These setbacks expose a harsh truth. Liverpool are still a work in progress. Despite heavy investment in elite talent, the squad remains fragile. Depth in key positions is being stretched week after week, forcing Arne Slot into constant improvisation. Players are being asked to fill unfamiliar roles, and carefully planned tactical structures risk being abandoned out of necessity. The bigger picture, what this means for Liverpool's season. After these latest blows, Liverpool now face a series of serious challenges that could define the remainder of their campaign. 1. A stripped-back attack. With Salah away, Gakpo injured, and Izak doubtful, Liverpool's forward line has lost its goals, pace, creativity, and experience almost simultaneously. Slot may be forced into makeshift attacking solutions, relying on squad players or young talents who are not yet proven at the highest level. The margin for error becomes dangerously small. 2. Tactical disruption. Slot has spent months embedding a system based on fluid movement, positional rotations, and coordinated pressing. The brief Isak-Wirtz connection was a glimpse of how devastating this system could become. Losing Izak now means rethinking the structure entirely, potentially delaying the evolution of Slot's footballing identity. 3. Lost momentum. Liverpool's 6-game unbeaten run was built on stability. Injuries at critical moments disrupt rhythm, damage on-field chemistry, and make performances unpredictable. In a tightly contested league, that inconsistency can be the difference between progress and stagnation. 4. Pressure on youth and squad depth. With Bradley injured and attacking options limited, younger players will be required to shoulder responsibility earlier than planned. While this can accelerate development, it also increases the risk of fatigue, mistakes, and confidence loss, especially if results turn against them. 5. Psychological impact. Moments like Isak's injury leave scars. Seeing a teammate score and immediately suffer a serious setback can be demoralizing. For Izak himself, the timing is brutal. Just as he was beginning to silence critics and justify his record fee, uncertainty now clouds his future. Regaining rhythm, sharpness, and confidence after injury is never guaranteed. 6. Questions about durability and squad balance. Liverpool's ambitious spending reflects belief in elite quality, but recurring injuries highlight the danger of over-reliance on key individuals. As fixtures pile up across domestic and European competitions, managing player fitness becomes a defining challenge. A season on the edge. Liverpool now stand at a crossroads. Belief in the project remains. Belief in the manager is growing. Belief in the talent is undeniable. But anxiety lingers. Alexander Isak's goal was meant to ignite Liverpool's season. Instead, it has become a symbol of football's cruel duality, where hope and heartbreak arrive hand in hand. How Liverpool respond without him, how Arne Slot adapts, how young players rise, and how belief is preserved during adversity will ultimately define this season, and perhaps the future of this rebuilding project. Once again, Liverpool must find a way forward through pain.